Up, up, into the clouds we go. Here comes Zoe and the cloud of ticking dreams, where gears giggle and wild ideas take flight. Most clouds drift quietly. This one ticked. Zoe was chasing dragonflies through the treetops when she spotted it. A floating puff of cloud, puffing steam and jingling with tick-tocks. Its edges were stitched with silver thread, and little gears spun along its side, like it was daydreaming about thunder. Her curls bounced as she climbed the nearest tree and leapt, landing right on the soft, humming cloud. Definitely not your average sky fluff, she grinned. A hatch creaked open. Inside was a whimsical weather machine, levers made of licorice wood, dials labeled snuggle storms, feather flurries, and rainbow giggle bursts. The engine? A glowing dream orb that sparkled when Zoe touched it. Let's turn up the imagination, she whispered, cranking the lever marked Wild Wonder Winds. Gears clicked, pipes puffed. The cloud began spinning in lazy circles, releasing breezes that whispered stories and rain, that giggled when it landed. Through a porthole, Zoe watched tiny dream blimps float by, carrying snoozy bears in pajamas and umbrellas chasing butterflies. But then, clunk! The machine sputtered. Gears slowed. A blinking light read, "Power, low on wonder." Zoe blinked. Well, I've got plenty of that. She pulled out a doodle from her journal. A flying garden with singing pickles and upside-down clouds, and fed it into the dream orb. The cloud shuddered, then sparkled, then soared. It zoomed through the sky, leaving trails of musical mist and ticklish thunder that made birds laugh mid-flight. The cloud dipped gently, letting Zoe tumble back into the forest, her curls tangled with cloud fluff and wonder. If you dance through the dream, like, share, and subscribe to the team. Look up! Something's ticking in the sky. Let's soar into Ansh and the cloud that ticked, where dreams and gears spin the weather wild. Most clouds drift, but this one clicked. Ansh was tracing stars in the dirt when his compass spun wildly. Not north, but straight up. Above him floated a cloud puffing steam and moonlight, its edges stitched with golden thread, and tiny gears spinning like sleepy fireflies. "Ah!" Ansh whispered. "A ticking cloud." He scrambled up a tree, heart thumping, and leapt, poof, right into the soft humming fluff. A hidden hatch whirred open beneath his feet. Inside, a world of curious clockwork, levers shaped like lightning bolts, gears powered by giggles, pipes whispering lullabies to the breeze. A glowing dial read Wonder Level 79. "Let's fix that," Ansh grinned. He placed his journal on the dream gear. It shimmered, reading his doodles of rainbow slides, tickle storms, and a sky shaped like a hug. Click! Clack! Ding! The cloud whirred to life, spinning in dreamy circles. It released soft snowflakes shaped like feathers and warm breezes that smelled like marshmallow tea. Through a crystal porthole, Ansh watched the world below. Birds did loop-de-loops, flowers twirled like ballerinas, and lakes shimmered with giggly ripples. Suddenly, "Art!" The gears jammed. The dial blinked. System pause. No new dreams detected. Ansh blinked. "No dreams?" "Not on my watch." He pulled out his compass. It spun once, then glowed bright. Ansh closed his eyes and imagined a waterfall of wind chimes, a thundercloud that sings riddles, a sun that winks when it rises. The gears chirped. The dream engine purred. The cloud soared higher, sprinkling ticklish sunshine and lullaby-wrapped moonbeams. As the cloud drifted away, it left a trail of sky puffs spelling, "Thanks, Dream Scout!" Ansh floated down, compass warm in his hand, and heart full of sky-tickling wonder. Because sometimes, to keep the weather dreaming, you just need a compass, a little courage, and a boy who listens to the clouds. If you dance through the dream, like, share, and subscribe to the team. Tick-tock. Bounce and fly into Milo and the tiniest gear in the sky, where one small mouse keeps the clouds dreaming big. Some clouds rain drops, but this one rained tick-tocks. Milo was bouncing between daisies when he heard it. Click! Tick! Ping! He looked up and gasped. A cloud puffed steam above him, whirring like a sleepy pocket watch. Without a second thought, he boinged up a sunflower stalk, caught a breeze, and landed lop on the soft, misty fluff. The cloud wasn't just a regular cloud. It was a whole sky factory. Tiny levers flicked. Gears spun like carousel ponies, and pipes sang lullabies to the wind. "Ooh, ooh," Milo squeaked. "A weather machine." But something was wrong. One big dial blinked. Stormy mood, missing piece detected. Milo tiptoed past a snoozing rain cloud and peeked into a chamber marked "Tickle Storms." Inside, a giant gear was stuck, its middle empty, like a donut waiting for a bite. "That's a gear space," Milo said, "but it's mouse-sized." He rummaged through his adventure pouch. A shiny button, a jelly bean-shaped pebble, his favorite crayon stub, but nothing clicked in. Then he remembered. His tail had a tiny bell, a gift from Nana Niblet. It always jingled when he giggled. He unlooped it, polished it on his fur, and gently popped it into the gear slot. Click, the machine shuddered, hummed, and burst into motion. Breezes whooshed, clouds twirled, and misty giggles filled the sky. The dial now read "Forecast," silly showers, and rainbow squeaks. Milo held on as the cloud soared over forests, farms, and fields. It sprinkled soft raindrops that tasted like lemonade, and painted the sky with striped lightning bolts that made cows moo and rhyme. When the storm machine sighed back into stillness, a tiny hatch opened. Inside was a plaque, gear number 173, Milo the Dream Engineer. His tail bell now ticked in perfect time with the cloud's heartbeat, with a bounce and a squeak. Milo waved goodbye to his sky factory, floating down on a breeze of feather fluff. Because sometimes, the tiniest gear in the sky is exactly the size of a big-hearted mouse. If you dance through the dream, like, share, and subscribe to the team. Climb high where dreams tick and twirl. It's Mia and the Moonlight Weather Machine, where imagination spins the skies back into giggles. Some dreams ride moonbeams. Mia's rode a ticking breeze. She peeked out of her window and felt it. A soft tick. Tick! Whoosh! Rushing her cheeks. Up, up, up she twirled on a breeze. That smelled like marshmallows and rain. There it was. The Clockwork Cloud, a puff of fluff and gears, floating between stars, shaping weather with every click and spin. Mia tiptoed onto its bouncy surface. She passed the raindrop rattler, the snowflake spinner, and the sunbeam strummer. Everything buzzed and blinked. Except the skies weren't working. Stuck, huffed a breeze. There's a giggle jammed in the cloud cogs. Mia giggled too, but carefully. She bounced over cranky clouds, climbed ticklish ladders, and found it, a fizzy giggle bouncing in a gear like a jelly bean in a jar. Hold still, Mia whispered. She twirled into a spiral dance, blowing kisses and stories through the gears. Pop! The giggle burst free. Zing! The cogs whirred, the wind laughed, and the cloud rumbled back to life. Rainbows stretched and lightning giggled. Stars applauded with tiny winks. Mia smiled, cheeks glowing, back to dreaming. The breeze carried her gently home, where a new tick, kick, whoosh waited on her pillow. If you dance through the dream, like, share, and subscribe to the team. Ready to hop through tick-tock and steam? Let's bounce into Benny and the tick-tock tumblecloud, where giggles keep the skies spinning. Want to know how a bunny fixed the sky with a hop and a giggle? Benny didn't mean to fly. He just bounced a bit too high during beachside bowings and landed on a soft, seamy puff that giggled. Did that cloud just laugh? Benny blinked, ears twitching. It wasn't just any cloud. This one puffed moonlight steam, spun sparkly gears, and wore a shiny brass sign. Clockwork Cloud, weather made with whimsy. He tiptoed past the rain rumbler, wiggled beneath a thunder tumbler, and slid down the snowflake slide. Everything whirred and blinked, except one thing, the giggle meter. It was stuck. Silent, still. A steam puff sighed. Without giggles, no tickles. Without tickles, no rainbows, Benny gasped. That's serious. He stretched his paws, fluffed his ears, and got ready to try the silliest fix ever. Bowing! A hop onto the sunbeam dial. Sproing! A somersault over the breeze pipes. Zoink! A double ear wiggle right onto the giggle meter's nose. Click! Crank! Cackle! The meter spun. The gears whirred. A lightning bolt let out a giggle snort that lit up the whole sky. Rain fell like jelly beans and chuckled as it hit the ground. Snowflakes sang bedtime lullabies. The wind whooshed in loop, D-loops, whistling the silliest tune ever heard. Benny did a victory loop, D-loop, and beamed. The skies are back. The cloud let out one last ha, and puffed him gently back down to the sand. Back in Tailtown, the skies never quite rain the same again. And sometimes, when a rainbow tickles your toes, that's Benny's bounce, giggling up in the clouds. If you dance through the dream, like, share, and subscribe to the team.